Hello, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm Osaki. Hello, good morning. Good morning, everybody, for coming out today. Today is another episode of Bold TV. This program is being powered by Bold Heart Network, where we discuss about disabilities and issues related to disabilities. For you to enjoy it, if you know you enjoy this program and you want to participate and you want to see more of this program, we have 5 women that anchor it every Saturday. We have Afion, we have Freki, we have Abiose, we have Thomas, you have I, Osaki, your chief host for today. Today's topic is very, very crucial, very, very necessary, and very, very interesting. We come to you every Saturday by 10:30, and the program for today is Women Supporting Women, whereby women comes together to help another woman shine. Collaboration is what we'll talk about here today. It's the key thing. Joining hands together, let another woman succeed. Let another woman have a limb of light. Let another woman stand up, raising up another woman. That collaboration team, that group work that makes another woman to be happy. Whenever she's like someone supports me, a woman supports me, there's this strength when women support women. So that's what we'll discuss about today. So I would like the women in the house to introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. My name is Freki Andresian. I'm based in Port Harcourt in Rivers State, ED Faker Foundation, and a member of Bold Hearts Network. Good to be here. Thank you.
My name is Grace Oge Onoha, and I'm resident in Port Harcourt now. I am a business opportunity broker. I help stay at home moms and dads earn more from home while they take care of the home front.
Good day, everyone. Patience Ogolo Dixon, Advocacy for Women with Disability. I reside in Abuja.
My name is Oluwatomisin Adeyefa, based in Abeokuta, Ogun State. I'm a broadcast journalist, a sound engineer, a gender and disability rights advocate, and I'm glad to be here. I'm a visually impaired person. Thank you.
Osaki Teresa Georgiou. I reside in Port Harcourt, polio survivor. I'm a trainer in Microsoft applications. Thank you, ladies, for introducing yourself. So back to the topic today, women supporting women. I'll try to establish the topic, which says that women can support each other, and when we support each other, that is like a collaborating, joining together, bridges for each other, trying to see how we can go farther than what we expect, trying to see how we can help ourselves financially, educationally. So for that kind of explanation, I would like the men in the house to tell me their own view of what we say women supporting women.
What me I understand by women supporting women is actually women inspiring other women, encouraging them, supporting them, as in trying to see the best in what they are doing, trying to empower them, make them see the best in themselves, that they can actually do something and do it well. And when women are supported, we can make incredible impacts in our society, because you have been supported, another woman is coming in to support, so like that, our world will be better. Our world will be better. So that's what I understand by women supporting women.
Okay, for me, the name kind of explains itself. It is a premise where women intentionally support other women in their own endeavors. So for me, women supporting women simply means looking out of your own space, looking out of your own goals, looking out of your own sphere, and then seeing how your own skills may enable another woman, or your own information or your knowledge enables another woman on her own journey. So that's my perspective on women supporting women. Thank you.
Amazing contribution. So we established what we understood by women supporting women. So I'll go to the next question. Now, the next question was of Patience. Please, can you just kindly state us some factors for why women support?
Thank you. I think this is a very interesting topic. I think, and it's a topic that we need at this time, actually. I think my colleagues and friends have really said a lot about supporting women. Um, I sometimes I'm always skeptical when people say, ah, but you don't, women, you are a woman, but you don't support yourself. And I ask myself, oh, that is a big one. And so, and I, okay, how can we actually support ourselves? I think for me, it's learning and sharing from each other. We can do that through mentorship, actually, whereby the experience try to mentor the younger and inexperienced. And sometimes it goes the other way around, even though you are young, but you can actually mentor those older than you. Sharing ideas together. I always look at it from community perspective as well, especially for the women in the grassroots. So how can we actually carry most of us, sisters, mothers, daughters, aunties within the grassroots, carry them along and then empower them? We can actually also help ourselves, support ourselves by empowering each other. Because that way we increase our self-esteem, our self-confidence, we build it up. And then we begin to actually build boldness amongst us. We build better living conditions in our communities and in our homes, in our families. And then also empowering each other, knowledge based and even skill wise, whichever way we want to look at it. But in all, mentorship for me, I think I like that mentorship process whereby you try as much as possible to lift your fellow woman, your fellow female, your fellow sister up from where he or she, and where she is, and try as much as possible that she is not where she is supposed to be somewhere, and then you try to lift her up and try to lift her up in a positive light. Because of course people support each other even negatively, but we want to support each other positively. So I would say mentorship, capacity building, empowerment, and the like. So these are some of the ways we can actually build ourselves up, help ourselves as sisters, help ourselves as female, and help ourselves as young sisters to elder sisters.
Women supporting women, women having each other's backs. You could do it in so many ways. One way you could do it is by empathizing with your fellow woman. So you see someone talks about something that has happened to them, talks about an experience. You don't batter or you force silence down their throats. Listening to fellow women, listening, hearing them out, even though you know that if you are in that same position or experience, you will do better. But I mean, that is peculiar to them. It is their story, and you do not try to, coerce them or force them into silence. So for me, that way, empathy is one way women can, have each other's backs. Another way I would like to say is support groups, support communities. Just like we have a lot of associations, a lot of organizations, a lot of clubs for persons out there. Women with disabilities can also engage in support groups, where you have fellow women who share your similar, who share similar identity, similar perspectives, similar professions, similar, choices, and all of that. It helps, for you as a woman to have a voice, to have friends, long-lasting friendship, and other forms of relationships. So those two are what I'll be talking about.
Thank you. Amazing contribution. I'm so happy we're talking so much about women supporting women. This question will go around because we also our own view. People usually say that women don't support women. So I want to ask the ladies in the house, how true is that?
So that's a generalized statement. And I personally do not believe in generalized statements. I like to look at action specific or incident specific things and talk about it. And is it perceived that generally people think that women don't support women? Yes, it is a general perception that women are not quick to support their fellow woman. why is this a perception? It's a perception based on past experiences seen with respect to things like culture. For example, let me use an example outside of the women with disability sect. When it came to the issue of female genital mutilation, and the research was done to find out who were the perpetrators of advocating or insisting on FGM on the younger generation, it was found that it was actually the women of the older generation. Initially, it was thought that it was men, who were trying to be macho about it. And then it was found that it was actually the women, the older women. And they felt that if they went through it, why are these young ones complaining, those kind of things. And why am I saying this? Because it now informed the strategy for advocacy to be a bit different and ensure that it involves the elder women for them to understand the health implications, the negative health implications of FGM. That's just an example. So it is a perceived notion. Is it necessarily true? Not in all cases, because we have seen over time that women have begun to learn that they should band it together, and that is not necessarily a black and white thing. So instead, this is what I would say to every woman who is out there: check your bias. We just did International Women's Day and we're shouting break bias. But sometimes we too have biases. So check your bias when it comes to women supporting women. If you find that you're more amenable to working with men than women, that you would rather avoid women's PMS issues and hormonal issues, the moody issues, and you face men, check your bias and then determine if you're reinforcing that narrative. So that's my take on that conversation. Thanks.
We hear it everywhere because some of us that work in the women's space, it's something that we hear every time. So, but I don't buy into it. I think it's a strategy. Yes, like Freddie said, people see it like that, but I think it's a strategy to just disunite women the more, especially when women, when you see women coming together, when it comes to women issues, you want to disorganize them, so you use such words. And that actually has something to do with the mind. And before you know, you start playing up in the mind. The women themselves asking each other questions and say, okay, what is this? That is what they are saying. We are not supporting each other. A few weeks ago, I think about 2 weeks ago, when this forum were of women, and then a high-level profile, the minister actually stood up and said, look, I think this stereotype is becoming too much. I mean, we cannot hold on to this statement. I think it's tearing us apart instead of bringing us together, actually. So my take now is I'm speaking to everyone here. If you don't want to support your sisters, please keep quiet. Stop abiding and stop reinforcing what others are saying. Because if others are telling you that you sisters are not together, and then you are reinforcing it as sisters, then you're actually destroying the sisterhood. So please, if you are in that category, keep quiet. So for us, I think we were so happy and we were so glad that this is coming to the fore and people are beginning to talk about it. And we are beginning to look at it as, this is a strategy that has been put in place and is still being used against us. So I think the conversation is ongoing and people are becoming aware of that very particular statement and others as well, to actually say that no, women, it's not the way it seems. I think women will support each other actually, and then we continue to talk about it so that it doesn't actually affect our mind as sisters, but we continue to progress as one community speaking in one voice. So it's a very strong word for us, even in the community of persons with disability. These days, when you go out and they say, oh, you people are not ever together, you are always like this, you need to go, and I keep saying, look, you are the one talking about it because we are in that community, we don't behave like that. So it is time for us women to start looking at it in a positive light and not just looking at it or speaking it, but also doing it so that it also speaks even in our actions.
Okay, yes, thank you. Yes, a lot of women, there's this belief that women don't support themselves. Most women will want to, get something from a man rather than a woman. It's easier that way. We have this perception, yes. But the fact is, when a woman sees an opportunity to help his fellow woman and refuses to help is mostly because he feels that, if I help this person will become better. This person will know what I know, you understand, and be more than me, and will take away my shine or my glory. But the thing is, behind every successful woman, sorry, every woman is a group or a tribe of other women, you understand, who are helping, pushing the person forward and making a difference in the community or in the society. Yeah, so when you help people, you're also helping yourself, because all of those things will add up. When they are talking about, I am this because this person helped me achieve, it's your name that is going. So if women know that helping others to go up takes them up, not down, I think more women will love to help, because it doesn't take much to help. Just take a willing mind. It doesn't mean you have to have everything, but you need to have a mind to reach out to other people to help them. That's what I think.
All right, thank you very much. It's a generalized kind of statement. I don't want to believe that. In fact, sometimes I believe that some people just want to keep pitching us against each other. That's why they come up with those statements. I mean, the only thing I have discovered that would make a woman tougher at whatever position she's been put in than a man is the fact that, we have stereotypes. People believe that when a woman is at the helms of affairs, where she's at the leading position, when she's heading a team, oh, they're emotional beings, they're irrational beings. So those stereotypes, that woman not wanting to portray those stereotypes may be tough. She may be firm. She may be assertive. So that does not mean that if she sees a fellow woman that is competent, that can do the job well, because of course, that also is something to look out for. We don't want to say women supporting women in an empty manner. For instance, I'm at the ends of affairs, I'm recruiting. And then because it is women supporting women, I would recruit women that are not competent or do not have the right qualifications in a position. No, that is not what we are talking about. That's some kind of thing right there. So I feel women tend to be tougher, firmer, assertive in a position because they do not want to be seen in that lenses of negative stereotypes. So for me, it's a general statement. In fact, it's a sweeping statement, because it means that you are categorically saying every woman will be pushed against another woman because she's a woman. No, I don't think that is true.
Over the years, I've had women as bosses, and currently I have one. So I think, in my own opinion, that statement is not true, because I've had women bosses, I've had women colleagues, and they just act the way they should act at different sectors of life. If something goes wrong, of course, everybody will be angry. If something goes right, everybody will be happy. So my next question is, give us a reason why women don't support women.
Looking at the line of the conversation that we've had from all of our guests, we can see that we have all agreed that it is a sweeping and a generalized statement, which does not mean that all women do not support women. But right inside that space is the fact that some women actually do not support other women. And somebody has stated clearly that one of the incidences is because of the concern, the competitive edge, where she thinks the other woman will outshine her. I think another reason why a woman would maybe not support another woman is because of something I call the imposter syndrome. That is where she thinks that she is not even worthy of her position and does not want to expose herself by being called to support another woman. The imposter syndrome is something that a lot of women in high positions who are taking on key roles usually face. They feel that they are not worthy of that position. And when they are asked to either mentor or hold the hand of another person, they feel that if they do this, they will expose the things they do not know, that they want to be seen as in control all the time. And they do not now want to put themselves out there and feel vulnerable so that people will not judge them because it's one of the few women in that position. So it's a valid thing that a lot of women, especially women in leadership, usually experience. And maybe the reason, one of the key reasons why you would find a woman maybe not wanting to be also quick to want to support another woman, the imposter syndrome. I'll just add one more thing. Another thing that comes to play that I see that some women, play is they do not think that the woman that's because we all acknowledge the fact that for women to climb any ladder, you need to work that, you need to do that extra, put in that extra effort. Yeah. So I've seen women think that if I make the road too easy, she will not appreciate where she gets, telling you valid conversations. So they don't want to make it easy. They're like, I did the work, do the work. So these are some reasons why you would find a woman not being too quick to support another woman. Are they good reasons? No. Are they reasons in the space we are in? Yes.
Thank you very much. That's a very good contribution.
For me, we should support because we need support. Everybody needs support. That's just the truth. It's a practical thing. It's part of life. In fact, that is why how God created human beings. Okay, Adam was alone and he needed support, and God created Eve. So we all need support at a point. So we need to support each other because alone, you can't just do it alone. You need the support of someone else. So that is just the basics of the whole thing. As a human being, whether you're a man or a woman, you need support. But as women now, for women, we all need that support. And there's something that it does if a woman supports a woman, another woman, it shows, this person is feeling what I am feeling. So there's a unique support that this person will give me. Okay, even within our own community, when we support each other, is unique. If others say, okay, I want to support a person with disability, but if it comes from a person with disability, another person with disability, it makes more sense. So if a woman supports a woman, the uniqueness is too much. So the bonding is really strong. So that is key why we should support each other. So not supporting, like some of us have said, not supporting in a negative way, but in a positive way. Because I believe that when a woman supports each other, there is it builds self-esteem, it builds confidence, not only at home, in her own home, in the community as well. Even I want to also talk about supporting ourselves in governance. Okay, it's key, especially when it comes to political participation. You can move a woman, a sister, forward when it comes to that political terrain. In fact, you see, one of the reasons why women are not there yet is because we are not supporting ourselves in governance. So most of the time, we always have this issue. Some of my sisters and colleagues here have mentioned it. We had that issue of actually supporting. But when we support, we have found out that, look, if we support each other, others we actually, even the men, we actually accept what we are doing, because we are actually talking about advocating more now, and then we are actually we are seeing many men supporting us. So supporting ourselves is key to our own growth, our own progress, our own development. So it is key as women supporting each other for our own well-being, even in our health, for our well-being of health. Supporting each other is key. So these are just some little practical ways that I feel that if women support each other, we can actually achieve more and go higher in whatever we want to do.
Supporting women helps more women to stay on track. Yes, and when women are balanced or they are well-to-do, it reduces over-dependency, especially on the male folk. They take us more serious and they believe we have capacity, we have something to offer. You understand? So imagine if you are the only woman amongst a lot of women who are suffering. You have lots of people to take care of. A lot of people will come to you beggarly. Hey, I need 1,000 naira, I need 50,000 naira, I need this, I need that. But when a lot of women are empowered, they are taught skills, and maybe they can even begin a contribution. You find out that your $1,000 that you think you have, you're the only person that has it. You now have taught skills, which is empowering a lot of people. Lives are changing. People can decide to start doing a contribution. You can do a contribution, and everybody, that $1,000 you would have been giving out as someone that has, it could be a contribution of $1,000 because everybody there is well positioned. You understand? So imagine you have 10 friends and all of you are donating $1,000 for contribution. This month, this person packs, or this week, this person packs. We will all grow. Our country will be better. But if you are the only one, at a point in time, you get frustrated, you begin to run away from them and all of that. So it's not helping us, it's not helping our society in the long run. So I think more women should be able to reach out to others and help, because in helping, you're also helping yourself and helping those around you, and our world will be better.
So we're speaking on why women should support other women. I think number one is this: in helping or supporting another woman, you not only improve her quality of life, you also improve your own. In the place of expressing and teaching and enabling others, you also enable yourself to grow. Don't ever think that in giving out to someone, something is taken from you and nothing is returned. There is always a relationship where there is give and take, where you learn something from somebody. And that is what supporting other women can do. When you support women, and why women should support other women is because when you do that, you don't necessarily need to reinvent the wheel. When we started Bold TV, I reached out to some women with disabilities and we asked them. And I was disappointed in some because they said, oh, I want to start my own. And I was like, you want to start your own because I came to ask you to come and support and be a co-host, or how? So I was like, okay, if you want to start your own, okay, let's start your own. Let's go with your own now. And then the person was like, oh, I'm not ready. And I'm like, I'm presenting to you something that you can join us to do, that you don't need to do it on your own. So when women support women, what you do is that you don't need to struggle. You don't reinvent the wheel. And I'm using Bold TV as a clear example. Currently, we now have 5 hosts, meaning that whether I'm here or Saki is not here, somebody will be here to talk about something on Bold TV around disability issues. That's the power of women supporting women. What it does is that it helps your own vision go far. It helps other person's vision go far. Women should support other women because when we build critical mass, our voices are better amplified on issues so that you're not a lone voice on certain issues. When you have strengthened the voice of another woman, they end up not hearing only your voice. They hear the other woman's voice. You strengthen 10 women, they're hearing 10 voices. 10 voices or 100 voices is louder than one voice, give or take any time. So women should support women because it is the right thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So women should support women. It's strengthening and it's a win-win. Nobody loses anything. So let's stick to that. So two more questions, like practical tip, Frankie. Just say, well, I know Patience and Oge said something when it was a practical tip. So I'll let add your own voice, Frankie. For one practical tip, women can support women.
Supporting women can be passive. Okay, can I go ahead? Okay, supporting women can be passive, but better when it is intentional. So I actually could find out what's going on in so and so person's life. I really like Patience. Patience is an example of somebody that knows how to bring women together. She doesn't like doing things by herself. She likes that women's strength. So she always wants to call other women to do things together. And that's a good example of somebody who doesn't want to be seen as, I am the, what they call it, lead waiting of what. Well, that is good. It's better when there are many and then there's something that shows that there's teamwork, collaboration. There's so many things I tell. So one practical tip is, if you can find other persons to join you to do something, my God, please run with them. Fine, the issues of team formation comes up. all the norming and storming can come up. But if you're able to pass the stages and you're able to settle, it's a beautiful thing. The second practical thing is you can reach out to a woman, especially women with disabilities. We need each other. And I really want to use this opportunity to thank every woman with disability who has been on Bull TV from when we started in year 2020. We do not take it for granted at all for taking out your time, taking out your data, bringing out your intellect, and sharing your own experiences when it comes to the topic as it affects women with disabilities. That's what we call the power of women supporting women. And I think I'm speaking of Sakiwa's voice and everybody's voice who will say thank you. We can't thank you enough, and we do not take it for granted at all. So practical steps is talk the talk, walk the talk, don't just talk the talk. Actually support women. You can be intentional about it and reach out. You can ask her what's happening with you. I do that a lot. What's happening with you? What can I help you do? And nothing there. You help the person, doesn't take anything. Thank you very much.
There is strength in being together. There's strength, there is empathy, there is love, there's a lot of sharing. I mean, you know, you learn, I learn, we are all learning when we are together. And so because of the society we live in, where the woman is seen as the lesser gender, women need to come around each other to provide that support system, to provide that driving force. It could be frustrating sometimes when you don't have somebody who can share. I mean, who can, you know, when people say, I understand, sometimes because they are not wearing that shoe, they don't know where it pinches. But it is refreshing, it is relieving, even when you don't have an immediate solution. But when you see somebody that, you know, has gone through or is likely to go through what you've been through, it's refreshing, it's relieving to know that you are not alone. So women have to come together, especially if we want to win the war against inequality, injustice, and all of that. So we need to just rally around each other. It is very, very necessary because, I mean, we are stronger and better together. A practical step that I would talk about is, just like everybody have said, reach out to a fellow woman, empathize when you see a fellow woman. Those times where you hear stories, where you hear other women share their experiences, and then you're like condemning or you're judging or you are quick to cast aspersions. I think those times should be over. We should empathize with each other, profess solutions where necessary. It is very, very needed. Believe your fellow woman when she says, I'm going through this, because sometimes even the male gender are quick to believe. They are quick to show some kind of empathy, you know. So believe, even if you think you are greater or you are above that situation, that is our own story. That is our peculiarity. So respect that. And you know, let's begin to show love regardless of our status. A sister of mine recently, you know, she was helping me, you know, apply, get job and all of those things. And I was just saying to her, I said, if this person, you know, I didn't expect what she was doing because, I mean, she was newly employed in that organization. And then she was also making way for me to come into that organization and work. Now, it wouldn't take away her salary. It wouldn't reduce our salary. It's not going to reduce our professionalism. So why not show that support when you can? It is, you know, very needed. Whatever position you find yourself, and then you can help a fellow woman. You can show some love to a fellow woman. Please don't hesitate to do that. And then, you know, just like we are here too, we are supporting women. And let's break the barriers together. Thank you.
You are amazing, Sharon. We stayed long on women supporting women, and I'm so grateful and I'm happy. In my own little way, I know I have those that are close to that know me. Once you just call on me, I'm available to support you in whatever you need. I just like the idea of, in short, it's my DNA. Just call for support, call me. I'm not interested in having my own. But once you have something, just call me. I'll be there to support. So I think that's where I really have my strength in, and I'm so grateful and I'm happy. And I have for this Bold Heart Network, this Bold TV, something that has really built me. Every day a woman talk on Bold TV, I learn. Somebody out there must have learned. Somebody is listening. Somebody is hearing. The news has been spread. Women supporting women is something we should do and something that's necessary. So for us to round up today, this is a program that I've come to stay. If you want to support, call on us. We will tell you what to do and how you can support us. You can call on Freki, Afyang, Beyonce, Tomisi, and I. And if anyhow you want to start, and we are always available on Saturday, same time, different topics that will help somebody out there. So I'd like the women in the house to unmute their mic and say, I'm a woman and I'm a supportive woman. So, women in the house.
I'm a woman.
I'm a woman and I support other women.
And I support other women.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's ready.